60 engine, you reckon it's done, eh?
This push mechanic challenge has fought me from the start. If that doesn't run, we're nearly out of ideas. This is my 60, and this is the current state of the engine. But we didn't start here.
We went to the middle of the desert to rescue 2 rigs we left out there 18 months ago. One of them didn't work. So we bought another one.
Oh, there it is, it's over in the shed.
Then we reopened a track in Cape York destroyed by a cyclone.
Water's coming in.
Blew the engine in the new 60. Got 8 days into a track that should have taken 1. Broke the rest of the 4-wheel drives. And right now, we're stuck. Right here.
Well, Prado update. She's running like a dog, mainly because of this thing here, the mass sensor. But the good news is there's a little town on the west coast called Weipa, which has limited supplies. We may be able to get a few spares because some of these rigs need some repairs. So we're going to head that way.
We're trying to fix Justin's car. We're taking off his flange here because his diff center has chipped a tooth. So instead, we've got a part-time kit we're putting in here, or a hub, we made out of a beer can. Gonna give it a go. Hopefully, it saves those bearings from getting destroyed.
We're really running out of ideas with this 60 and on how to get it going.
The goal was a pub, right up here. But the mission's changed. We've got to get out and find a new engine for this 60. Because if we don't, this whole mission, 5,000 Ks across the country, will be for nothing.
Fell into that sand, slid into the tree.
This track got destroyed by one of Cape York's worst cyclones.
Tree after tree after tree, broken cars, and all we're trying to do is get out. And I'll tell you, the wilderness is really putting up a fight on that one.
We get out today. We know getting to Weipa is our only hope of finishing this mission. So we keep knocking them over, one at a time. And then, finally, the light at the end of the tunnel. The track eases. The trees stop and we hit the open dirt road. Usually a moment for celebration. But we aren't celebrating until that 60 is up and running again. We push through the night and get into Weipa the next morning. First things first, we need some form of workshop to sort out our vehicles. Luckily, our good mate and local legend Gavin has just the place, his truck workshop. It's a big shed and we're going to need all the room we can get.
Well, we made it to Weipa. Well, we limped into Weipa really, but we are on the tools to try and get these vehicles sorted.
Both Tank and Justin have blown front diffs. They managed to get the spares they need in Weipa to crack on with repairs, whilst we figure out what to do with the 60 series, which needs a whole new engine. So we make a couple of inquiries on Marketplace and get wind of a, well, I guess you could call it a wrecked cruiser on the outskirts of town. It's safe to say this cruiser has seen better days, but we were told the engine runs. But the thing is, we're having trouble getting it started.
Try that. How am I going to get that? Need one of them. The Apprentice. Broke mine yesterday. Should we put in 4-wheel drive so then the front might spin too, like 4 high or something?
He doesn't have a hub on the front.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's going to spin then with the... Yeah. Right, Tank, just go forward real slow and we'll see what happens. No, I don't think it's got enough weight on the arse. Oh.
It's pretty clear this engine hasn't run in a while.
See, that started a kick over, eh?
The thing's pretty seized up and honestly, looks like it's seen a fire in its time.
Oh, that's slipping on that.
At this point, this was the only rig in the little town of Weipa that we could find with an engine being sold. So we try and try again. but nothing.
We heard news of a 2H around the Weipa area, so we've come out to the station and had a look. We've tried to get it started. We've got everything, the starter motor's throwing out, it's just not turning. We've got the engine to turn a tiny bit. The thing that worries us is this engine has sat here for 12 months, not turning. After a rollover, and how long do we spend on it? It could have bottom end damage if it ran upside down. They're not too sure. Yeah, our luck may have run out. We got real excited when we heard there was a 2H around, but as you can see, it's not in the best nick. Could be a bit of a gamble. So I'll have to go back to the drawing board and try and come up with another plan. What that plan is, I'm not sure yet, but I'll get back to you on it.
Back at the truck shed, the boys are finishing up on their rigs with success.
Missing a fair few teeth, which has also resulted in the pinion being absolutely rooted at the same time. New diff in, put it all back together, and we should be away.
Our hopes on the 60 running, well, they're fading fast. Just as the Arvo hits, we get a lifeline. One of the camera crew gets word of a rig for sale that's just come on the market. No joke, I wish I was making this up. We were so close to giving up.
Jesse, you're back in the Prado, mate.
Don't even ask, mate. This bush mechanics trip is really, really testing me out. So, yeah, running out of options.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing, mate. This pub at the top feels a long way away.
We have to work for it. I've got one little trick left up my sleeve. One last thing to try. And there's a lot leaning on it working.
What do you got in mind?
That thing.
What thing?
75.
That?
The body is shot, but apparently it's got a good running 2H in it.
You're joking, really?
I'm going off old mate's word, but yeah, he's lost the keys. He hasn't driven it in a while, but he said last time he drove it, the 2H worked sweet.
Last time he drove it, okay. Well, so what, you're going to drive that to the Cape?
No. So the body's pretty shot, big rust holes in the floor and stuff, no brakes. We're going to put the motor out of that in the 60 and keep it alive. Hey, you're helping, don't laugh.
The Bush Mechanic Challenge, mate, that's what it is.
I thought if we'd done a gearbox, you know, what's a motor in the scheme of things?
Exactly, let's take a look at it then,
look.
Oh.
A rusted out old 75 series. It's got a 2H engine in it. The chassis? Stuffed. This thing has spent its life on Cape York's salty coastline. But now, it might get a new lease on life. There's only one problem. The bloke who owns this is out on a fishing boat for a few weeks, and he doesn't have a spare key in town. So, we drop some cash off to his mates at the boatyard and get to work. Breaking in.
There's something I've always wanted to try. I saw it when I was doom scrolling one night. A dude threw spark plug ceramic at a window and he smashed it. I think it was probably AI, to be honest, but I've got a spark plug because my Land Cruiser is petrol, so I thought I'd see if I could break into it. Oh, it worked! I didn't think that would work.
Hey, that's my new car. What are you doing?
Oh, did you want that window?
Yeah.
Turns out I just showed everyone how to smash a window on a car. Don't do that, ever. Unless you've bought the car first for a case of 4X and whatever budget
How cool is this?
you had left over. Oh, can I have that?
No, I'm having that for
No,
my
dude,
shed.
that's mine, dude.
It's my car.
What else you got in here?
Snatch strap, radiator hose. Moment of truth. Does it have a motor? Look at that. Oh, the battery looks pretty new.
Hey, Jesse, good thing you got some spare parts.
Kids, look away now. What we're about to do is not pretty. Folks, what would you do in this situation? Tell us in the comments below.
I swear to everyone watching, we did buy this car. The bloke who owns it is fishing out on the Torres Strait at the moment. We gave the money to his mate, a couple of cartons of 4X as well, but he said you're gonna have to figure the rest out, which is why we are breaking into it. Oh! Hey! Now I'm just gonna test.
Can you hear that? Can you hear that?
Yeah.
That's Cape York. That's the tip of Cape York calling us. Little bit of smoke.
A quick lap tells us all we need to know. This engine is good.
How's it run, mate?
Well, it sounds good. Not much brakes, not much clutch. But like you've only got to push it about 50 metres down the road to get the workshop. We're going to pull the motor out.
And that was that, the last drive of the 75. Let's pull the engine out.
Sounds good.
Being a truck workshop, there's not a whole lot of tools for four-wheel drives. So we roll in our mobile workshop.
Now, we may not be in the bush, we're in a shed in Weipa, and we couldn't do this job without the King Chrome repair rig. That is why we drag Tank along. Every trip we come on, he brings a few more tools, and I'm quite thankful we've brought a lot this time because we're about to change a whole motor.
Here's what we have ahead of us. The working engine in the 75 comes out. Then we roll the 60 series in. The dead engine comes out, and then the working engine goes into the 60 series. With Gavin on the forklift, we get on the tools hard, and the 75 engine is out just on dusk.
Yep, now it is.
Beautiful. Yeah, I think that's good.
Yep, now come up.
Engine 1 is out of the big 75. That means we're one step closer to the 60 travelling under its own steam.
We are. Now all we got to do is move the 75 out, put the 60 in, take the 60 motor out and put the 75 motor in.
Simple. Boomers. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
The easy work done, we roll in the tired old 60 series. Time for the blown engine to come out.
There we go. Get the one.
I reckon we're just going to tighten up the pinion nut. Yeah, alright, I'll do the brook.
A good 10 or so hours on the tools, we grab some takeaway from the local pub. Because we are not sleeping until the new engine is at least in the 60.
That there is a sign of progress. Means this 2H is about to come out of the 60 and the replacement one is about to go in. Whew, what an effort. Radio, my bro. Up, up. Yep, now go forward. Yep, up now. Hang on, whoa, whoa, whoa. Go down for a sec. Just come back. Yep, now, whoa, whoa. Go up. That is red hot as. Making good progress. This is the engine and gearbox out of the 60 that is kaput. We've got the replacement over there. Let's hope we don't mix them up. I reckon the 60 will be going before the sun comes up.
Out with the old and in with the new. If we can pull this off,
It's really hard to stop it going back.
it's going on well past
Yep.
midnight now.
Back again.
And the crew has put in an almighty effort.
A little bit more. Yeah, down a bit.
To see this engine going in the 60 series, well, let's just say I didn't think this was going to happen.
That's all I need.
Coming down.
Yeah, stop there, stop.
Yep.
With the engine bolted in, we find a good point to go get a couple hours shut-eye. But we are back up and at it early the next day because we can smell the end. Our mission? Fix this 60 and get to this pub. Coming up, the Old Tele track.
Stop!
That's me.
Getting the vehicle sorted, I'm just finishing up everything in the cab, bolted the shifters around, shifters back in the box, transfer shifter as well. Brocco's buttoning up the engine, plugging in everything he undid, and Jesse is under the vehicle tightening up stuff under there as well. Jesse, how you going, mate?
Yeah, getting there. It's quite oily and Brocco's dropping lots of dirt and cool on me, but we're making progress. This 60 will be running very soon.
Nah, I reckon it's fine. These things don't need much to run.
No, they really don't.
Bit of air, bit of fuel, bit of dust. Should be right.
Yeah, they're pretty hard to wreck too, Jess?
Oh, everyone said that, but I don't know. So I'm under the 70, cutting a few things off. I really want to try and fit this muffler in, otherwise it's going to be so loud. So I'm going to try and cut this muffler out of the 70, take it in there and see if I can form a bit of a jigsaw exhaust.
Whilst Jess is sorting out air getting out of the engine, I'm sorting out air getting into the engine. Because the previous one was turbocharged, it had a different intake system that went through a front mount intercooler. This one, all we need is for the air to go from this bit to that bit. And basically I've cut down the pipe so that when I put this over the top, I can sandwich that down and it'll be sealed. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the airbox there.
With the engine mounted in, there's plenty to do, both around the winch and the rest of the vehicle to make it roadworthy.
If we smash the taillight, I'm gonna have to wire in from the 75, but I can't do it until we get some power, because as you can see, it's just a mess.
It's all systems go, with the whole crew lending a hand to get this 60 up and running.
Now, we're quite limited on supplies, but we're lucky enough to have a welder. Not a heap of spare steel laying around, so we did what we could to get the exhaust out the back. A couple of mounts though were broken off, so I've just got a piece of my rubber mud flap in here between the chassis and the exhaust so it doesn't rattle, and a good old bit of fencing wire, just twisting it up so it's nice and tight, and should hold the exhaust on. So there we go, eh?
It's probably a good time to apologise to anyone who owns a 75, but you got to do what you got to do to survive up in the Cape. And who knows, maybe someone will find an engine to put back into it in the future. For now, she lives at the back of Gavin's shed. Oil in, radiator on. Lights repaired. She's starting to look brand new. Sort of.
We went across the Pasco, had water coming through the windows, and I had all my snacks and receipts for the trip in my centre console fridge. I thought it was a safe place. Turns out it wasn't, but it was full of water to the top and it kind of worked out well. It water cooled all my snacks because it was getting that hot in the 60. Everything was melting, so I left the water in there, but now all my snacks are like slimy and yuck, so I'm just gonna take the water out, and there's a fair chance that one of the rivers on the Tele track will water cool my fridge again with some fresh stuff.
Just like the day she rolled out of the showroom floor. But there's one final test. Does the engine run?
Yeah. And you got some good contact then. Yeah, good. Yeah, that's contact and I can feel the warmth in it. Well, Jocko, this thing ran, I'm going to say okay in the 70.
Yep.
We've put it in the 60, we've serviced it, new fuel filter, done a couple of hot mods, it's all plumbed in, all wired up, it's got a flash exhaust system, good intake.
The world's fastest engine swap. So...
What do you reckon? We kick it in the guts and see if it starts.
Yeah, mate. And if it starts, bonnet on, straight to that top pub, eh?
Mm-hmm. Sounds good to me.
Let's give it a go.
Maybe leave it off.
Prime that thing a bit. There we go. Have some of that.
Oh my God, it's running! Yeah!
Buttery smooth.
I'd call that a success.
That is smooth as pie.
We haven't moved it forward or back yet. It's crazy what a free bottom end and a bit of compression will do.
Yeah. And some fresh oil, and a fresh fuel filter, fresh engine.
Yeah, fresh engine, fresh gearbox, and the crew. We couldn't have done it without the crew.
Boys.
Everyone was working hard. Spanners flying, tools flying.
Shout out goes out to Brocco too. He worked hard, mate. You're fast tracking your bush mechanic apprenticeship, mate. You're almost at your second year already, and you've been doing it for 3 days.
Fast tracking the apprenticeship.
Oh, wait. Oh, Lily! Yeah! You hear that? I think it's saying put the bonnet on and get to the top pub by the Tele track. Hang on. Yeah, that's what it's saying. What do you reckon, boys? Let's have it, eh? Come on!
This thing was an emotional roller coaster.
Oh, there it is, it's over in the shed.
From the moment we bought it,
Well, there you go. That was a hard hug, mate, but there's 2.5 cold hard cash.
Sorry about
We're going to get out of here before he counts that. Yes!
to the moment we blew it up.
The 60 is dead.
But here we are with a running 60,
Bump the key, this thing starts.
good as new. Now ready to point our noses to the Old Tele track and that top pub. The Old Tele track. You come up to Cape, it'd be silly to miss it. And our ticket to the top.
Boys, boys, boys. I'll tell you what, we've had to work to get here, and this is the start of the Tele track.
The Old Tele follows the old track that was the only link to the top of Cape York until the 80s. Cut in by hand, it linked the Cape with the rest of the country.
First crossing on the Tele, and I tell you what, it's only a little one, but it is a good warm-up because the first big challenge on the Tele track, well, it's Palm Creek.
One of the Tele's wildest challenges? A near vertical drop into a creek with a challenging climb out. Scary for any newcomer, as you can tell.
Is this possible?
Yeah, my bro.
You sure? Are you going to show me what to do? Because, bro,
Of course, bro.
I've got this overwhelming feeling that today's my last day on the planet. I think I just need to phone my family quickly.
Do they have this in Botswana, bro?
No, there's nothing like this in Botswana. Bro. I feel safer with a lion. All right, it's a deal. Let's go. Let's do it.
Just about to drop into Palm Creek, but I reckon I'm forgetting one thing. Hey, Brocco! Yeah? Jump in.
Jump in.
There's a passenger seat with your name on it.
Oh, mate.
There's only one way down. And the 60 boys stick together, mate.
That's it, mate.
Lined up all right?
Yeah, you're good there. Down you go. Look at that.
Holy man. That's steep! What is it? Is this made for cars? Oh, bro. Oh! Holy mackerel!
Yes!
Well done, son.
That's the first time I've driven out of that. I thought the back of the 60
That's a good drive.
would have hung us up.
What do you reckon, Brocco? It was loose.
It's pretty steep, eh?
That was ridiculous.
Couldn't have done without you.
Nah.
My mechanic, my recovery boy, and my moral support boy.
Moral support.
Good job. Bring the Prado down, mate.
Down we go. It's still going. It's still going. Go the cruiser! Cruiser high five!
The bumper bar's still on.
Yeah, that's good. What a
job.
win. Thanks, mate. I played it real calm to now.
Gotta get being myself. I gotta get it is madness. This is madness. But let's try.
Now for the newest overseas member, Daryl, who is nervous, to say the least.
If I can give you some advice,
Please.
when you think it's done, it gets
It's not.
steeper.
Just brakes on.
Yeah, just take it slow.
Can't even see where it starts. I'm on the edge.
You haven't started yet. You're still on the flat. Here you go, mate. This is all you. Nice and slow. Nice and slow. That's quick. Now drive. That's Yeah, that was much quicker than
Made it down, engine into speed
I
record.
thought I was going to die.
Was that no brakes?
You just went.
Your back was one in the air.
Boom.
God, that was wild.
Okay.
Palm Creek. I've been super calm. Daryl's freaking out, but now I'm edging up to him. He's steep, very steep. There's no brakes.
Stop. Nah, you're right, mate. Ah, got him. Oh, he didn't fall for it this
Yes.
time. Nah.
Hilarious.
He's too used to it. Imagine if he slipped down. Yes, Dave.
With the crowd growing and the boys having success in getting down Palm Creek, we see if anyone's brave enough to jump in the rest of the vehicles for a bit of fun. And Dave's found himself a taker.
Excited? Scared?
Yes, but I'm ready.
There goes all the gear.
He's gonna get it. Just move, you'll get it. Yeah!
Almost.
Easy.
Almost.
That was nothing.
High five. How was that?
Yeah.
Feel good?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dave did it very slow, nice and controlled. That's Dave for you.
Do I need to do anything?
No, just don't fall through the windscreen. I think you'll be good.
Oh my God.
And Justin's had no trouble finding a passenger himself.
Now, the reason the boys had to have passengers is they're actually too scared to drive down by themselves. So they had to convince someone from the crowd to jump in with them and coach them down.
What you don't know at home was that this day was actually Justin's anniversary with his girlfriend.
How do you feel?
Don't worry though, we'll keep an eye on him, eh, Justin?
How was that?
Good job, up the landing.
The best part of the Old Tele is the people you meet along the way, so it's good fun getting them involved. But the easy part is getting in. Getting out has its own problems.
I'm in Marty with his new motor and I've been treating it quite well. This is the first sort of challenge. Flexed up. That's me. Marty doesn't have as much go without the turbo. I was hoping I could get a run up and sort of have a bit of momentum, push me through. My wheels in the air here. Unfortunately, it's super boggy and it sucked me down. That's all right though, because Marty is still running and the engine isn't knocking. I'll get him a winch and I'll have a crack, see if I can drive that last little bit, eh? Got it. The articulation of the bottom got me, couldn't carry his momentum through there, but quick little winch and Marty is at the top.
See how the big Prado goes. Now I'm still having math sensor issues, so I'm not sure if I'm going to have the power to get out of this. We'll see how we go.
Yeah, one more, you'll get that.
Nah, that's enough. Just because you know I'm impulsive doesn't mean you have to G me up all the time.
Unfortunately, the one thing we couldn't pick up in Weipa was a new MAF sensor for the Prado, so it's still low on power.
Hey! Go the Prado!
Dale's got the best chance out of all the vehicles been up so far. He's twin locked, he's got 35-inch tyres.
I'm ready to go.
Pressure's on, you're the first one with big tyres and twin lockers. I reckon you've got it, but you're gonna have to commit, you know. You're the right bloke for the job.
Are you ready?
That's boggy.
Yeah. Even the twin-locked 80 and an excited South African couldn't get out of that black soil.
Thank you everyone, thank you.
Alright, I'm going to try a bit of a different line. Everyone's just getting stuck in the bog. I'm going to try to straddle. I don't know if it's a great idea.
Keep steering right. Yeah, keep going, keep going. Nah, back it out if you can.
Have another little go.
Tank opts for a different line and it almost comes off, but suffers the same fate as the rest of us.
Good effort, but I think that is you. It's bottomless pit that right now.
Yeah, this Palm Creek exit has defeated all of us so far.
Let's see if we can just go nice and easy straddling.
Dave, being Dave, tries a more calculated line, but the black soil is taking no prisoners.
No, forward Dave. Hey Dave, the Prado got further than that. Well, he tried a different line, it didn't quite work, and now he's proper stuck. That's okay, he tried something different.
Yep, different line didn't work, and I'm sunk.
Right hand down if you can.
It's just pushing me into the bank.
He'll come good in a sec.
There we go.
Nice! Just got to drop
Right
right
hand down now. Beautiful day.
Very good, Dave.
Justin is up on the winch as well, and we push north. Happy knowing that all the rigs are running and none of them are broken. The southern end of the Tele follows a series of creek crossings,
Rightio, that's deeper than expected.
ruts, and small challenges that really test the rigs, but the crew make light work of it.
Loving it.
How amazing is this? Yesterday, we were in a workshop fitting a new engine to the 60, and now, day one of the Tele, one of the most iconic tracks in the country. The sun's going down and we're cruising into camp. How lucky are we, eh?
We find a spot to pull up for camp on the edge of a river with the whole crew in high spirits. We're back on track to finish what we started. And to celebrate, Jesse decides to get creative for dinner.
Doing a bit of a treat for the boys today. I felt a bit happy because the 60's running, so I'm going to do a bit of a lamb roast on a rotisserie, king chrome style. On this trip, Bush Mechanics takes no holidays. Have a look at our rotisserie setup. We've got the king chrome drill, zip tied on, a couple of Bush Mechanic logs, and dinner.
Sometimes you got to get creative out bush. But let me tell you, this is looking good. With a couple of hungry boys, I reckon it'll be a hit.
I reckon this is the best camp cook we've pulled off all year.
Yeah. Oh no! Stop!
Jesse, I ruined it. I slaved away for hours to make this. The cable tie was stuck on I couldn't turn it off.
Hours! We've had this turning over the fire, and it's fine. The outside was going to be the best bit. And now this bit we have to cut off.
Jesse, you can eat that.
Come on, we're going to fix this up.
Oh, I feel like a bit of a peanut, to be honest. I just meant to go a little bit, but there was a cable tie on the trigger. So when I pressed it, the drill went full tilt. I didn't mean for that to happen. And now I've ruined Christmas.
Oh man. I mean, it's pretty classic me. Sorry boys, looks like we're having 2-minute noodles instead. It's always a good morning in Cape York when you wake up by a river with all the rigs running. No need for repairs this morning. But there is a need to get your eyes over the rigs to make sure they don't have any dramas down the track.
Time for a bit of a morning check over in camp. Now, this is thanks to a ritual we have when we go on these trips. Pretty much before we even go food shopping or fill the cars up with fuel, we go past a Repco store, we grab a heap of spares and a heap of consumables, because let's face it, we've got a new motor in the 60 and I want to make sure it gets me to that top pub. So I'm going to chuck a bit of coolant in, maybe a bit of an oil top up, and hopefully keep this thing going until the last pub.
Straight into it this morning, rolled out of camp, a little bit hungry because Jock annihilated our dinner last night. To be honest, it was probably the funniest thing I've ever seen camping. But Cape is not disappointing. It's all new to me and I'm loving it, so let's keep at it.
A couple k's north of camp, we find our next big challenge. One of the most iconic in Australia, Gunshot Creek.
Looks pretty boggy down the bottom, and it is pretty famous. That's why I'm going to do something a bit special for this one. I've got something
Special?
in mind.
What do you got?
Rocco, come here, mate.
Ah,
The 60,
secret weapon.
Yeah, the 60 probably wouldn't be here without Brocco's help.
That's true, I agree with
and
that.
it's a pretty iconic trap, and it's his first time at Cape.
Yep.
So I thought, why not? Hand him over the keys to the big 60.
Oh, stop it.
There you go, mate.
Are you off your P-plates, mate?
I'm going to jump in and put the L plates up.
A steep drop in followed by a boggy exit into a creek. A good challenge for any vehicle.
I'm excited to see this. I saw some handshaking when Brocco was handed the keys.
Nah, you'll be fine.
In good hands, he's got Jesse in the passenger seat. And I reckon he'll drive it. I've got high hopes.
Well, it's all led up to this, I suppose. Can't let the crowd down.
No.
Gotta give them a show.
He's stitching you up.
That, which way? That way, mate. No, that way. Write it down, mate.
He's nervous, he's nervous.
These
Straighten
brakes
up.
are just
Straighten up.
excellent.
No, right hand down, Brocco.
I can't tell if you're joking or not.
No, I'm serious now. Right hand down.
Oh, you cried wolf.
That's good there.
Rightio, Brocco, point and no return, mate.
Yeah, no going back now.
How you feeling? Oh,
There you go. Right hand down, Brocco.
Oh, swag! Holy swag!
Swag's in the front. Oh, hey!
Hey!
Good job.
Oh!
Gunshot done, mate.
Gunshot done, mate. That's off the bucket list now.
Yeah. Rightio. Send him, mate. Yeah, line out. Oh, he's grabbed second on the go. Look at it go. Woo! Beauty.
That was too good.
Good job, Brocco.
See if I can keep the hand straight. Nah, mate, what a rush. Thanks to Jesse for letting me hop in the big 60. I think after all that work, it's definitely a good feeling to get it running, and man, setting it down Gunshot was a good thrill
His
after
first
that.
drive of the 60, no brakes, but he did good.
He made it.
He earned that drive by putting the motor in. Well, boys, Jocko's up next in the soccer mumobile. Wish him luck, that's all I'm going to do.
Fast!
From the Simpson Desert floods to Gunshot, what a life this Prado is having.
Go the Prado.
Here it is, Gunshot. Cruiser's got 0 brakes.
Tank harnesses his off-road racing skills and makes Gunshot look like a motocross jump. And after an actual motocross jump over the repair rig, makes light work of the exit. Dave's brand new Hilux build has been the silent hero of this trip.
It's so quiet as it comes down.
Much quieter than the Prado, that's
Yeah.
really.
And Gunshot is no match for it.
Down he goes.
Very controlled.
Beautiful. Nice, Dave. Good job.
Dave's through with a smile on his face.
It's actually quite pretty.
Loves it. Beautiful.
Nice and controlled lander over things.
Justin and Daryl handled Gunshot smoothly, which was no match for the crew this year.
Loved it. Loved it.
As we exit the creek, we get a call on the radio of someone who's having a bit more dramas than us on the track ahead. Sure enough, up ahead is a 79, submerged bonnet deep in the mud. This poor bloke was coming through here yesterday arvo. His 79, which is set up for touring and carrying some weight, went straight down, bogged to the sills. They tried to recover it, but the winch rope snapped, and that was good night. They ended up sleeping on the track, and we just happened to be the first ones coming through.
So the plan is as follows. We've got a double line pull to Tank's vehicle. The problem is the 79 is really bogged down in the mud, so there's a lot of suction there.
Jock and Jess are actually putting a tyre under the winch ropes to sort of ramp it up and get a bit more leverage and actually try to pop the front of the car up, which should work pretty well. So
With 2 rigs, a double line pull and a tyre to increase the winch angle, the 79 slowly comes out.
Making progress.
you're almost there. We'll just do one more reset. Right hand down, mate. Right hand down. Right hand down.
You drive that now, eh?
Yeah.
Cheers, mate.
Glad you got out.
Boys. Well done, boys. Legends. Thank you very much.
We also know a guy who can help you detail the interior too, so.
With some good deeds done, we push on, heading towards the northern half of the Tele, where things start to get spicy.
Cockatoo Creek, this is one of my favourites. This is sort of the gatekeeper if you come too early in the season. It's always too deep and fast flowing. So we've got to drive along the bank and turn left across the rapids. Probably one of my favourite crossings up here. The 60 is loving it. Chugging along the old 2H. I've got Zacco in here calling the shots on where we steer.
Nah, you look pretty good there. Yeah, beautiful.
The crossings themselves aren't too bad this year, but it's the entries and exits that are causing trouble due to the damage the cyclone earlier in the year caused.
Holy angles. Where do we go here? Turn your dog.
And Jesse? Well, he's having trouble figuring out which way to go.
Jock, I'm stuck between a heap of sand and a heap of sand, and I might need your help.
Need a bit of a winch, brother.
Yeah, might need to come back.
This blunder is because the track has been washed out and the angle out was too steep. So Jesse tried to take a right-hand turn to then get a run up to the exit. But now, he's blocking the track.
I should be able to go forward from there, eh? Yeah, beautiful, we got it.
Jesse's out, but Tank finds himself in the same situation. But the angle takes its toll on the repair rig. And just like that, Tank's CV blows. So, it's out on the winch. The rest of the boys learn the lesson of the first few rigs and cruise through without any issues. We reach the northern end of the Tele, which is known for some stunning swimming holes. So we point our noses straight at one and take a load off. Elliot Falls, a stunning cascading river that flows with countless swimming holes to choose from and a well-earned break from our mission to the top.
Well, Jesse, mate, the Bush Mechanic Challenge has thrown everything it can at us. We've had engine failures, we've had this, we've had chainsawing, we've had massive bog holes, deep all-drive following rivers, but it's all worth it to get to places like this.
Moments like this really make all the effort worth it. That pub is getting closer and closer in every day, but something's getting quite close now. Is camp.
I reckon so. How good, mate? One more swim.
Yeah.
After all we've been through on this mission, this is what the Teletrack is all about. We pull up just on dusk to another beautiful camp on the Tele and take stock of just how far we've come on this adventure. Nearly 5,000 Ks from Birdsville, and we're only a few hundred Ks from the top pub. One final morning camp in Cape York before we get ready for the final push.
Just left camp, first crossing of the day. Pretty exciting today because today is the day we're going to get to that top pub. We have had to work for it. Motor swaps, radiator fixes, diff swaps, CV, hub swaps, but today is the day. It's going to make it all worth it. Quite a deep one to start the day off. Oh, proper deep. Oh my golly. Oh, water's coming in. Water's coming in. Holy. That is a deep one, boys. I got a bit of a morning foot spa. You boys in the modern cars might be a bit better off than me in the 60, but have fun. Stick right.
Straight out of camp is Sam's Creek crossing, which we cruise through with the vibes high. Which leads us to Cypress Creek's infamous log bridge. A scary challenge for anyone, let alone a newbie.
Rocco, what do you reckon? I need you to navigate me over. That one I'm afraid about the wheel slipping on it.
It looks pretty rogue, to be honest.
You reckon you drive a car across here?
I mean, what, a few 200s and all that come through here, I'm sure a 60 can make it.
Right, yeah. Go bring her over.
Yeah. Oh, me? Yeah, on that. I think are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh, that might be a you job, mate.
You fall in than me, mate. Oh. Bring her over, I'll nab you.
I'm just the guinea pig this year, I suppose. Oh my gosh.
Righto, bring her over, mate.
Don't fall in.
Righto, mate. Holy tomorrow, that looks dodgy.
All right. Oh, definitely the worst I've ever seen it.
This thing's brakes are so bad. Oh! Oh my goodness gracious.
Well, stop, nah, mate. Oh! Nah.
Oh no, don't do that.
He didn't fall for our jokes, he's onto us.
All in the name of a bit of fun, eh?
Oh, that's a relief. But I'm not keen on doing that again.
He's done well. I think he's sort of onto us there, though. We couldn't trick him. All right, go get the cruiser, mate. Good job, Jocko. If there's one car I would not want to be in coming across here, it's probably Tank's car. It's very heavy. There's been a lot of creaking, Tank. Hopefully there's no cracking when you go on there.
Tank navigates the repair rig across well, followed by Dave, who's cool, calm and collected, as usual.
That was epic. Cool. A little nerve-wracking.
All through safely, we push on, making good time on this northern end of the Tele. A few bog holes and creek crossings later, we reach what is well known as the deepest crossing on the Tele, Nolans Brook.
Nolans Brook crossing. Famous for being probably one of the deepest and one of the softest ones on the Tele track. Nose in super slow. See how we go.
Immediately, the 60 series begins to float and then bogs down, stranded with water through the windows.
I reckon once it touches down, it might go.
That's a bit hectic. First time floating.
Oh, glad to put my stuff on the roof. Beautiful. Didn't even lose anything out the windows.
We winch out and Jesse is through, and the 60's still running.
All right, see what happens. Mighty Prado, all the way from Birdsville. Hope you're proud of this, Ben.
I take the Prado on the slightly shallower line, but it's still deep and the Prado floats.
Yeah.
We waste no time in hooking it up to the 60 series and tow it out. That's the bush mechanic rigs through. Now for the rest of the crew. Tank's got the biggest tyres in the crew, and it shows as he eats up the deeper line in the repair rig.
I'm glad I did the deep side.
The repair rig, once again. How good.
Dave's come too far to wreck the Hilux now and opts for the shallower line. And the Luxie loves it.
Oh yeah. All right.
Justin, well, he never shies away from a challenge.
There's a lot of water.
And the old Landy loves it too.
Come on, give me a push.
Push.
Give me a push. Give me a push. Come on. Oh, my teeth.
It all starts off so well.
Oh, no.
Until it doesn't.
My blue. I'm sinking.
The Landy starts to float and tip, with water coming in the top of the windows. We go into rescue mode quick smart. Justin gets towed out, but the Landy's gonna need a good detail after that, mate.
Oh my goodness. Jazzy. I didn't spill my tea. You weapon.
Finally, Daryl, who's been a hero up the back, sends it through and, after seeing Justin, keeps his foot down, making the final vehicle through our last major challenge on the Old Tele track.
The mighty Prado. I'm so impressed with it, but she is on her last legs. I did about everything I could to get through Nolans. We've got breathers. I taped up the dipstick tube. I shut it off as soon as we got deep, but there is water in the transmission. She's not happy. The engine is idling really rough, and every now and then there's a mist that sounds like metal on metal. That's probably the easiest way to describe it. So yeah, I'm not sure how much longer the Prado can go, but we're almost there. Almost there, Prado. I'm so proud of you.
And with that, we hit the Jardine Ferry and make our way for the coast to reach our final destination. Nearly 5,000 k's from our humble beginnings in Birdsville, from being trapped in floods, stranded on the Frenchmans, swapping in an engine in 19 hours to now be here, within touching distance of our goal. And the best part about it, we got through together. A good bunch of mates having fun. Well, Jesse, mate, this is the end of the line for the Bush Mechanic rigs, and there's no pub here.
Yeah, mate, it's actually not here. It's the top pub in Australia, as far as you can possibly go. Not on the mainland, though. It's on a little place called Thursday Island.
It's the furthest north pub on Australian soil, I guess. It'd be, what, 100 k's from Papua New Guinea?
Yeah, probably about 1,000 k's from Cairns. And
Crazy.
we're going to strap some barrels to these cars and get them over there. That's
We
the
are not
craziest
doing
thing.
that. I'm going to get on the ferry. Maybe you can you can strap some barrels to the 60. There's a few leaks in that thing, though, mate.
Yeah, a couple of barrels would be sweet. Maybe chuck me a life jacket. I'll see you over there. I reckon the crew deserves a beer, because without that crew, we would not be here with these vehicles.
So, mate, let's get to this pub, eh?
Sounds good.
About an hour's boat ride north of the tip of Australia lies a little island called Thursday Island. And on that island is the northernmost pub you can set foot on in Australia.
Well, cheers, boys. 1 second. How good is that, boys?
Well deserved.
Australia's top pub. How good is that, boys? Doesn't get much better.
Unreal. And we couldn't have done it without the crew. It was a team effort. It battled us to get here. We're here now, furthest north we've ever been. And I'll tell you what, this has never tasted any better.
You're not wrong, mate. Well, for us, that is the spirit of Bush Mechanic, boys, the spirit of adventure. And now we're here at this iconic pub. I reckon we're going to be here for a few more days. Cheers to that, boys. We'll catch you next time on 4 Drive 24/7.